Hi, my name is Bob Stockman, and this is my wife, Fran Stockman. And we thought we'd take this time to share with you a little bit of why we started coming to Hickory Ridge Community Church and how God's changed our lives. About 2 years ago next month, Fran experienced a very devastating aneurysm, a stroke, that put her in the hospital and rehab for, well, continuing on today, but she was in the hospital and rehab for about 9 months.
And when I went through the stroke, it was an odd thing. It happened, I was at Harris Teeter's parking lot, getting ready to go to work. And I was on the phone with Bob, and I was like, I have a headache. He goes, well, you get headaches all the time. I was like, this one feels different. So I said, I'm going to drive to the doctor. So I left Harris Teeter and drove over to Hanbury Medical. And I walked in, and he said the next time he got a call, it was from them. I had passed out in the waiting room. I told him, I said, it felt like somebody came up behind me and hit me in the back of the head. The therapy, was, the physical part, everybody sees that. They don't see what I've struggled in my mind. Sometimes when I have to retrain my brain how to do things. I asked Bob, I said, teach me how to vacuum again, because I don't know how to make my legs do it right. It's just things that I took for granted.
During that time and prior to it, some of the people that come to church here invited us to come to church, and at that time I wasn't much of a church goer. I was kind of straddling the fence on believing and not believing. And when Fran went into the hospital, Lee Nielsen actually invited us to come back to church again, and started with Fran going to Bible study, with the ladies' Bible study group, to get her out of the house and give her sense of normalcy again in her life. At that time, I think it was October last year, we started coming to Hickory. And for me, not necessarily a non-believer, but not committing to God, it was a challenge for me in coming back and listening to the Word and seeing how it affected me in my life, and especially in a worldly life, the people that I work around and things like that.
I had my aha moment the other night at Awana's. Miss Christie was talking to the children about short-term memory and long-term memory. I have short-term memory loss. You could tell me something and 5 minutes later I'll forget it. But what has kept me going is the word that I hid in my heart over the years with the kids and stuff, because that long-term memory lasted. They didn't know when I woke up if I would remember things. One of the questions they asked me when I woke up, how many kids I had. I said 6. And Bob goes, there's something you need to tell me? I'm like, which I only had the 3, but it's just going through time. And when every Sunday we leave, we get fed it in church, and then Sunday school class. It has that safe environment where we can ask questions and stuff, so it makes it all very good to us.
There's such a tug-of-war that I feel in my heart at times, and I said at times you feel the tears in your eyes welling, and you feel the emotion building. It's an incredible feeling to know that this is something that it's right, and that it's not something you should be ashamed of or embarrassed about, the people that you're associating with, or telling people about God. I've changed, or it's changed me with the people that I associate with at work. People have said, hey, that are devout Christians and have been for years, said, hey, I'd see a change in you. And I think everything God does is for a reason, and Fran's stroke was for a reason. She was, 15% chance of survival, and she made it through that. And my aha moment in all this really is being brought back to God, and having a new relationship with Fran. I think that's really, through all of this, the dependency on one another. And while she depends on me more times than not because of her sickness and her paralysis, I think forcing or encouraging me to be there for her has made our relationship that much stronger. And so my aha moment is you. And God did that for us.
Yeah.